All right.
All right. Well,
Wow, wow.
Ian, I'm gonna let you take it out. I probably just start talking like too much.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, guy. Welcome to all our viewers this afternoon. In the house, we have no other than Bobbette Stewart. I'm gonna be Bobbette say hello, hello, Bobbette.
Hello, 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 hello.
So,
Hello,
guys,
guys.
it is real talk with Ian, and I'm telling you, the energy here it's high. I'm telling you, it's like my first United States, Ian. And I walk into the room and you see all
Yeah.
these new faces, and like you're just happy to be in that place. I'm
Only the
just telling you
funniest thing
guys.
is Ian never used to talk. That's the difference.
Tell them I
See?
never used to talk, but guess what? I enjoy that energy that was in our classroom. You remember, Babette? We have
Yeah.
Ian. I was surrounded with some of the most beautiful ladies, sir. I was in a classroom with Bobbette Stewart, Charmaine Lawman, and I
Oh
look.
yeah.
You have Wendy. We have Lyria Kenta,
Alicia.
Felicia Rochester. Man, that classroom was the star
Esther
classroom.
Clark.
Man,
Victory.
yeah, Tessa, man. When you talk about beauty, the South versus the East, the West, it was just beauty all over the place. And I was in that classroom, man, to share with this lovely lady here, Bobbette Stewart. And trust me, just like you see her with the smile, smile never leave her face since high school. That's exactly how she would present herself at high school.
Yeah.
That energy, and trust me, in that classroom was a different level when you have Babette in
Was.
all these ladies, plus me and Troy and Pleasure, the troublemaker and Gashi. Oh boy, it was it was all over.
Wow. What a group.
Man, I'm telling you, it was an amazing class. And in that class, we always be looking out for the track meets when you guys would be going out
Mhm.
for a track meets, because we know Babette was gonna represent our classroom. Our classroom is gonna be on the map, man, because we have a top athlete in our classroom, and Babette, she was
Yep.
a top athlete. Other than being an athlete, she was also a leader in that classroom. She was
Mhm.
like a prefect, I believe, to right,
Mhm.
right, but she was a prefect, so she was the leader in our class. So she was a leader on the tracks in the classroom. Her bookwork, she was smart. And I'm just telling you, it was just fun, high energy in that classroom, man. So
It
we just
was. I must say
welcome
that. I
Babette
agree.
Bobby to this platform, and I know the energy is gonna be the same right through this. I know nothing can stop this energy, Ian. So we also gotta welcome Ian. I'm turning it back to you. As you said, Ian, I will not be able to stop
Oh my
talking.
God.
Playing it's fun, man. So welcome, Bobby.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't really know where to start, but I could say a whole lot of things because I am excited to actually talking to Bobette. Just to see her and just to see that joy that she has. So personally, I'm just excited. And I know that the program itself is gonna be excited. So it's just a great opportunity for us, especially so fans. I want to introduce to you Bobbette Stewart. She's a former student athlete of St. Elizabeth Technical High School, and that's straight out of Santa Cruz, Jamaica. And
Yeah.
she it was a great student, and she was a great athlete that demonstrate that that she has take her journey over to the in the United States and through the NCAA system and the collegiate system. And she even has she actually competed for about up to around 10 years after college. And nowadays, if it wasn't the fact that I seen a lot of ladies having baby, and they're back running right now. So you guys watch out, because
Yeah.
it's quite possible that that Bobbitt could
Come
redefine
back.
the odds, but we're just happy to have her here. And we want to share her story and her journey because we believe that she has continued to live her best life. And only she could tell you, she'll give you some more information about what's her inspiration, and and all of that good stuff. So with no further notice, with no further explanation from me, I want to welcome Bobbette
Thank
Stewart
you.
to the platform, a real in and in. And I'm gonna let the man in the middle start off with the questions.
Bobbette, boy,
Yes.
there's just so much question to ask, Bobbette.
Wow.
It's I'm here, man, and I'm just so happy just to see her again. It's like we just rekindle the connection. Just the moment I talked about it, I realized, man, she was out there, and especially when I see what she was doing, as a
Mhm.
mother, of two, and to be able to mix being a mother with being able to put out such content in terms of her exercise routine. You know, I was just here watching, and my wife, we all know that she had just given birth, like back to back birth, and her biggest worry, because I'm going to take the question that other people want to hear. She's so worried about gaining all this weight. How is she going to get this weight off? I said, you don't worry. I find Bobbette. so, so this is a big question where a lot of people that is watching is going to want to know, how is it, Bobbette, I know this is the first question, but how is it possible that you could have two kids? You're looking like you're still 16 years old. You're
Wow.
looking
I
no
appreciate that.
different
I'll take
than
it.
when, yeah, you're looking no different than when you're at States. I look at her
Wow.
tummy is flat, her body is perfect. How did you make this happen, Bobby?
I just never stopped running.
That's the secret.
No, seriously. I was like, I'm not gonna gain any weight. I run with my first child up until I was 8 months. And
Wow.
I look crazy on the street, but I was like, no weight gaining over here.
Wow, wow.
No, but I was disciplined. I was disciplined with the way I eat. I was disciplined with my exercise. I was disciplined with all the doctor's visits. I asked a lot of questions. So I know what I was capable of doing and what I couldn't do. So I was running. I run. I was like, I'm not getting fat. No, not me. Not today.
So,
But
so,
then me, you see, when I want to look a certain way, if I want to look a certain way, I'm gonna make sure I do all the necessary work to look that way. And if it that, but you have to have that in your mentality. You gotta have that kind of mentality that this is what I want. If you don't want it, then it won't happen. You're gonna have that weight on. You gotta want it for yourself,
Okay.
not for
so,
anybody else, but for
so,
yourself.
so, audience, you're getting the first secret, the first tip. Keep on running. Whatever it is that you're doing, drop
Hey,
it after
keep
this.
on running, walking, biking, whatever it is that you like to do. Just keep on doing it. Never stop. Even if it's 20 minutes. It
Okay.
makes
Well,
a difference. It makes a
well,
difference.
well, I'm gonna get back to you, but I'm gonna let Yang weigh in here because I said I have so much question. You're not just gonna get away with just running, because you gotta give people
Okay,
some
okay,
advice,
okay,
some
okay.
weight and all that stuff. The minutes down to the man. Ian, I'm gonna let you ask a question. You may not be able to get a question in here because
Okay.
it's so exciting, man, just to be here on this platform with you and Bobbette. Two top, top athlete and a cricketer in the middle. Wow, wow.
All
Wow.
right. All right. All right. So as you guys know that what I'm going to do, we like to back it up a little bit, so we could get some more details because time has gone real fast and sometimes our memory kind of lapsed a little bit that we're not understanding. So we
Yep.
just want the fans to know about Bobbette a little bit about her history of stats. So
Oh
just
my
kind
God.
of tell us how many years did you go to Stats and what sports did you do and what event and just tell us a little bit about your career at Stats.
I felt like,
Before we go to state, Ian, I would like to hear from the primary school because we don't want to miss nothing
oh wow.
in this fit and fabulous at 40. And I know she's 40 plus, but we ain't gonna give you that part. But we don't want to miss a step in this, man. This is gonna be a calculated step. We want to hear the whole
I feel like
journey.
I'm writing a comprehension about myself going to grad school.
Give,
And
give
I
it
hate
to us,
that
brother.
part.
I tell you, the fans they're waiting for it.
No, I mean, primary school, I had the best, I would say the best coach in primary school, Mr. Samuels. Mr. Samuels, I'll never forget him. He worked with Mr. Simmet to get me at stats.
Which school was this?
Silo Primary, a little district in St. Elizabeth called Silo. You ever heard of it? So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard of
that's
it.
where I built my
it's
house.
better yet. My district was Spring, actually. The smallest little district in the area was called Spring. Well, I was actually born in Kingston, but raised in St. Elizabeth with my grandmother. And then I was raised there, and I went to a primary school where I had the best primary school coach. He was awesome. He took me on his wings, and then he got together with Mr. Simmet, which I didn't even know all this until I actually a few years ago when I he called me one day and we were just talking about everything, and he just told me how everything all happened. Mr. Simmet used to tell me my workouts. I didn't even know that. All the workouts that I was doing when I was freaking what was that? At sixth grade year, what is 10 or
10,
less?
11, yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
so all this workout that I was doing was coming from Mr. Simmons. Never knew that. And then he was giving me all the stories, and I was like, okay, so I need to go to Stats. For some reason, I end up at Stats. And under Mr. Simmons, and then Oliver and Mr. Senior. All three of
See.
those guys were the best coaches ever. I mean, I don't know. I had some good times in high
All
school.
right.
I'll say that.
All right, well, let me help you out. Tell me what year did you go to Stetson, and then after that, you could tell me what's your event, and how did track and field go for you, in terms of, I know obviously, I know you was excellent because you went to Alabama. You got a scholarship, to another level. So let us know what year you go to Stetson. Just give us a little highlight of one of your accomplishments in terms of running. What's your memory on the track team?
So I went to Stats at 92, 93. I had an
Yeah.
uncle that was already there as well, who actually make it even easier for me to even end up there. But he left right before I started school. I think I went 92 or 93, maybe 93. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly.
Did
But
you go in eighth grade or ninth grade, Bobby?
seventh grade. So I must have started 92.
92.
92. I'm sorry, my memory is kind of
I went in 93.
okay. So I was there a year before you then. So I went in seventh grade. Yeah, so I mean, I felt like I was doing well ever since I was in seventh grade. I went to Penn Relays as a youngster,
Wow.
one of the youngest on the team, running the 4x8.
Okay.
I don't even know how I end up running the 800. I remember when before I got to stats, I was running every event you can possibly think of, from the 50-meter yard to 100 and the 400. I don't remember running the 800 when I was that young. But for some reason, when I got to stats, I was running the 800, the 1500, the 3000, and I hated the 3000, but I ended
Wow.
up running it. But I remember when I was maybe the last year, class three, or maybe early class two, we went to Western Championship, and for some reason, we wanted points to win. And I was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna gather everybody up because we're gonna win this Western Championship. So I got everyone for the 4x1, the 4x4. Everyone was in a race. That was me. I was doing all that. By the end of the day, I remember Mr. Oliver came in, like he called me Skipper. Like that. That's the day I got the name Skipper. I was the captain of the team that day, and I was the youngest person on the bus, one of the youngest. And
Okay.
he was like, "You're gonna be Skipper because you were." We won. We won the Western Championship that year, and he gave me the name Skipper, and I was the captain for the team for the rest of the time I was at Stats. So that was one a good year. But then a few years later, I made Carrier trials. I made the games. Um,
Okay.
we went to Penn Relays quite a few times. We won quite a few times. I have quite a few watches. Um, and then after that, there was a scholarship.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Scholarship.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
feel like people
Okay.
like Ian paved the way for us to get scholarship. He made it so much more easier with everybody else in the mix. You guys made it so much easier for us to get scholarships. So it was awesome going to that's those years.
Well, definitely. I'm happy to hear that. Obviously, as I said, guys like Winthrop Graham, Gary
Hmm.
Samuel, Dennis
Hmm.
Blake, all those guys, are ahead of me, and I always remember seeing those guys when I was younger in the eighth grade, and I see them go to the pen relays, and I see the
Yep.
doing the character thing. So I was like, man, I think that I would love to do that what they're doing. And
Yeah.
obviously at the time I was just really focused into football, soccer, whatever we want to call it. I was more focused into that, but obviously, yeah, it was really good at the time. But I wanted to do more. And
Yeah.
it just for me, if it wasn't for sports day, I probably, wouldn't be running,
Oh my God,
to this
sports
day
day.
because I got a little history. I'll give you this is I supposed to talk about this, but when I'm talking about myself, I can't talk. But when I'm not talking about myself, I can bring something up.
I agree
But
with you on that because I'm like that. I hate talking about
but
myself.
yeah, but I know that I remember us running. Mr. Oliver, Coach Oliver, have been trying to get me to run ever since I go in the steps. We was playing hide and seek for about 3 years. Because he would say, okay, Ian, I want you to come out to do some training, because obviously he didn't know that I could run. He know me that I play soccer, but I was a little bit tall, but I was a goalkeeper, and I don't do much running in the goalkeeping. A goalkeeper will stand up back there. So he always said, oh, you should come out, because, he's trying to make sure that if there's any talent, because he always lose talent that's in the school for
Mhm.
different reasons, because people just sometimes, they just didn't get the opportunity to explore. So he was
Mhm.
like, yeah, come on. But for about 3 years, we've been playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
I'll play football, and then when track season come, I'm like, yes, when I'm ready to go home in the evening, and I won't know which gate to try and go through because sometimes I go to the front gate, sometimes I go to the side gate behind his house, and sometimes I go to the other gate. But every gate that I go to, I
He's,
see a man in a sunglass.
he's probably leaning somewhere and peeping with his
Yeah,
dark
yeah,
glasses
yeah,
on.
yeah. Yep. And then I'm like, so we get into each other. I said, Coach, I didn't bring any clothes, man. Yeah, I didn't bring any clothes. I can't train. I don't have, So he'd be like, okay, So he just get onto the point that that one day I'm telling him the same excuse, and he'd be like, look, son, you got to train. If you got to train in your underwear, you got to train today. you know. So I don't know what happened. I can't remember. I can't remember the end of that stuff. But I know that what brought me to track was sports day. I was in I think I was in the greenhouse, and Gary Samuel and those guys was into the greenhouse, and I basically just signed up to run the 100, 200, 400. And I think that I want to say I run pretty good against some of the track guys on the team. So there
Yeah.
was like, look, this guy, we can't leave him. He's gonna have to come with two boys champs. So,
Oh my
so all of a sudden, I got to go to boys
God.
champs, and then I'm gonna give you a little quick story. So I get to boys champs. I don't know what to expect. So I get up there and I wake up one morning, and I saw my name on a list, with like 8 other guys. And it says, meet at the track at 10 o'clock.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
look, I don't know nothing about running. I don't know what it is to, so obviously we was having a runoff. So Ryan Simpson, at the time, he was going to run a leg of the medley. So they was looking for another guy to run the 200. So they got like 10 other guys. So we just have a runoff, and so I won the runoff, and I earned the spot to run on the medley at
Wow.
champs. And then the team was me, Ryan Simpson, I think Dennis Blake, and another guy named Desmond Blake. He ran the 800. So that's how I kind of my first experience at champs was. And then
Wow.
pretty much after that I went back to football. I still wasn't into track because that was class 2. I thought that it was just a little fun thing. Went to Kingston for the first time, and then it just kind of went away. But I'm gonna cut
Wow.
on that story because it can go on. It's another part
I
to it.
believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, it's another part to how I get actually involved back the second time. It's another round. It wasn't
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
to get me to do track. But
Yeah.
so for you, as I said, you made it to the character team and you went to represent Jamaica and you made it to the pen relays. Tell us some of your teammates like when you went to pen relays so we could just remember who you ran with at the pen relays.
So our 4x8 was Peter Gay, Michelle, Alvona Simpson, myself, and then we were distant medley was pretty much the same team. Yeah, Jadine, I think that we probably had a distant medley. I can't remember exactly if we had a distant medley, but we probably did. Um, and then mostly it was just we had a really strong 4x8, which we won every time we went, we won. Um, and the distant medley, I I hated running so long that I feel bad that one year I run the distant medley and it was my fault. I messed it up. I got the bottom in first place, and because I hated it,
Yeah.
I just jogged the race. I'll never
Uh,
forget it. Yeah, I'll never forget it.
so you
And
was running the mile on that
I was
on that
running the
leg.
mile, and I didn't want to do it, but I felt now. I mean, once you get older, you're like, wow, could I
Yeah.
have two goals in there? But I messed it up big time because I didn't want to run that event. I did not want to run it, and he put me there, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my best, I didn't do my best. I just was mad, and I'll never forget it. I regret that day. I always
Well,
think about it.
Well, you still was a championship of America. So guys, for you watching, she was the championship of America for St. Elizabeth Technical High in the 4x8. Which part of that you get a nice gold watch. I have a few of those that I cherish. That
Me
the
too.
batteries need changing, but I still not let them go.
I just too, because I just saw them the other day. I was looking and I was like, oh, I need to get batteries for these. They were nice watches too.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh
So
my
Well,
so
well,
so
guys,
yeah, go ahead, Ian.
I'm the man in the middle here, and as I listen to these two sports icons, these two top athletes that States has produced, you know, we would not have seen such athlete without the coach. As Bobbette have said, coach, if we talk so much about the coach, Ian would have done the same thing, and even the hiding from coach. 'Cause trust me, that man, he was everywhere. It is really a fact that he was everywhere. He scout the entire school. He was worse than Shaka. Many people we fear Shaka, but little Mike Olivier was, man, he was a hunter, and he will find you wherever you go.
He
But I
will
just want
find
you
you.
to, yeah, in the middle, I just want you to guys to just shed a little light on Mike Olivier, because there wouldn't be any Bobbitt and any Ian without the guidance of Mike Olivier. So I'm just gonna play the man in the middle before you guys run away. So Bobbitt, we want you to shed a little light on Mike Olivier, because I know you just like Ian. Either sometimes you either be running or you sneaking if you want to get a little break. Just tell
No,
us
I
how
didn't,
you run.
no. With me and Mr. Olivier, I mean, I was a disciplined
I
athlete.
know.
So he had no problems with me. I did the work, even if I didn't want to do it, I got it done every single day. Mr. Simmet was the same way. I wasn't shying away from the workouts at all. Mr. Spina was the same way. Never shy. So we don't really have a story because we were such a disciplined group.
So just
We
tell me
were,
about what about him stand out as the head coach at States?
I mean, he was tough. But to me, I didn't feel him as tough because I guess I feel like I was a hard worker. So whatever he threw at me, we got it done. So I can say he was. I seen him in some actually engagement with other athletes before, whether it's knocking somebody out or making sure they threw up on the track. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Olivier would never be the person he is if he didn't act the way he acts. So I don't really have any kind of crazy stories really, but
So
I was,
basically, if you're a disciplined athlete, you'll be fine. And that much I know about you. You were disciplined in every area of your life. As I said, the classroom versus the tracks, and
yeah,
that's one of the things that really stand out about you that we all love. As your classmates. As I said,
mhm,
we we look forward to those days. Remember anything that is going on sports wise, even in your training. A few of us would be out at the bleachers. We could just look over on the tracks. And the group that you guys had, I must tell you, you guys had some wonderful ladies in it. Guys at that young age. All the guys, even if you didn't do tracks, we like to be right close to the fence with tracks and netball. So, we actually watch you guys right through, in terms
Yeah.
of performing. And that team that you talk about with you, Mashiri, Peter Gay, Jadine, and Alvona. I remember you guys you decorated the field. When you guys came out, it's like the top guns are on the field. It's like,
Mhm.
so fun back there, just to watch you guys from the beach. And you guys wouldn't know how much, you guys meant to us while we were at state. So, the life that you guys live, but you guys just excel in the sport so much, and the discipline about you guys, the team, I think that team was all about the discipline. I don't think you had to chase any of those ladies around because you were the leader of that team. Everybody was excited getting out there on the field. That really show how much of a leader you were at the time. And for him to call you skip at such a young age, you got it.
No, but you did have the likes of like Minto, what's her name? What's
Winsome. There's
Winsome,
Winsome.
what's it the other hurdler?
Bridget.
Bridget Foster, Keisha, you
Lisa
have
Wright.
so many. And
Don't forget
Lisa Wright. Oh my God, how can I forget Lisa Wright? And which one died?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Pat. Yeah,
Yeah,
Patricia.
I love
Yeah.
that girl.
Yeah.
We had the likes of those strong leaders as well, but they were going out and where we were coming in. So it's like you have that discipline that they had that passed on us, so we had no other choice but to fill that kind of gap that they left. Yeah.
All right. Well, as I said, I'm just gonna say something in regarding to coach. Again, I just I say this over and over, but I will say it publicly, and I will always able to say this the rest of my life. That Coach Mike Olivier, that I salute him.
Mhm.
Um, I salute him to the bottom of my heart, and I salute him because of the role that he played for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I could speak for myself that the role that he played for me, I personally want to thank him for doing that, because I know that being a 13-year-old that away from my parents,
Mhm.
and I'm being all the way from Montego Bay to St.
Mhm.
Elizabeth. That from the day that I was dropped off, that from the day I was dropped off, it wasn't the situation where I get regular visitors or anything. So
Yeah.
that was God put him there, because being a boy and a 13-year-old, there's a lot of bad influence.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that could have gone. I could have strayed away because of the set. My dad wanted to my dad thought that once I get up in St. Elizabeth, that nothing bad happened up there. you know, he thought that everything was in the city. So he figured once I get up there, everything is good. I'm safe and nothing gonna happen. I'm away from all bad things, you know. So he didn't think like that. He'd be like, yep, that's where you need to be. I would pay any single amount of money, for you to go there. I don't want you back down here in Montego Bay. So for that, at the time, as I said, I could have stopped going to school. My dad wouldn't know. Yeah,
Wow.
that's just how it goes. I could have saying I'm going to school. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have known, because he never checked on me. He doesn't know if I'm
Oh my.
actually in school. So the point that I'm trying to make, if it was a blessing that coach was able now to keep me on track. Some people, they could say all they want to say about do what they want to do, but the goal for people that comes in your life that is to guide and protect you. I mean, if you like it or not, I mean, you was doing wrong. I mean, I remember instance where coach got to put me back on track when I'm off track.
Mhm.
It could be a simple thing as if coach drive to Santa Cruz at 10 o'clock and he see me, I have no reason to be out on the street at that
At
time
ten
of night,
o'clock.
right? So whatever reason he's gonna say, and number one, he's gonna say, look, this one of my athlete. Obviously at the time, what a lot of people didn't know that Coach Mike Olivier was the manager for the football team.
Mm.
So even though he was into track, he also the manager for the team because he helped support the team in a
Mhm.
lot of different ways. Because coach was like, at the time, when we have when if Mr. Watson say we're not getting any water, coach gonna make sure we have water.
Bring water. Yep.
So you take it personal. There's a lot of instances where Miss Shaka was, his way of resoluting things wasn't what needed to be done.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, is we gonna hurt? It's gonna hurt us.
Yeah.
Because if we supposed to go to champs that we've been training and we don't get the opportunity to go for some various reason, that's gonna hurt the whole program.
Exactly.
Or if we're supposed to go to pen relays, then it's the same thing. We have to coach gotta hustle to find sponsor to get
Mhm.
plane ticket,
Mhm.
and
I remember them
you know
days.
yeah, and also we realized that that Miss Lorna Olivier, Miss Lorna Bennett Olivier at the time play a vital role because she supported him in everything to do. So she have
Mhm.
got the network outside
Yep.
of the school,
Sure
right?
did.
So the network is okay. Dr. Litter, I got an athlete here that really needs some. I need some injury or something,
Yep.
and we don't have anybody at the school that could take care of you.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna send you to Dr. Litter. You know, um,
Everybody went to
you
that
know,
little.
we don't know how anything paid for.
We don't know
you know,
anything paid for.
we just showed up, right? And we know that look, we got this. It was okay when I need some Centrum vitamin. She was able to make some connection with again. She was a lawyer. She has a lot
A
of
lot of connections.
network thing. When I was hungry, coach was the one to say, okay, I'm gonna find you a restaurant to give you some meal one time a day. So those are the things that when you look on life, you got to look at the big picture. You can't
Mhm.
look up one thing that didn't work and one
Right.
thing that and make anything. You got to realize that look, life is overall. So look, that's my salute to coach, man. I think that what he done, and the other great thing that I admire about coaches, what he always preach with us is, look, Ian, you gotta mentor somebody else once you getting ready to get out. So he's gonna tell you, look, take this little guy. I remember like Angelito Davis, Andrew
Wow.
Scott.
Yeah.
I
Preston.
try to mentor them because I know I was on my way out, and we want that, especially the 400 hurdle, we want that title to stay at test.
Yeah.
We take it very
Sure
personal to
did.
get the title down. So I want to say that, man. Shout out to Coach. As I
Shout out.
said, with the day that I write my book, you guys will hear a lot more about that whole journey.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Ian, let me move forward then. If you're still at Stets, if you have something else to talk about at Stets, we can.
Man,
But
I'm
we
trying to
want,
send this to Olivier.
What?
yeah, we want to move up things a little bit. So Bobbette, in the meantime, obviously we're going to fast forward a little bit. Great career at Stets. We couldn't have a better ambassador. She's representing Stets for the rest of her life. She was, as I said, she was a leader, excellent student athlete, and a prefect that a person that is there to enforce and set example for other students. So we can't beat that at Stats. So she's in the Hall of Fame right now. She's in the Stats Hall of Fame. That we I'm putting her in the Hall of Fame, and we're gonna build a Wall of Fame and a Hall of Fame, and she's gonna she's anonymously in
She's a
so
skipper.
yeah.
I had
So
many names.
yeah, so that's said and done. I'm gonna fast forward a bit. So just let us know a little bit about your next phase in your life. Obviously, you came to the United States on a track scholarship. So just let us know what year was that, what university you went to, and just let us know a little bit about your NCA college experience. And yeah, that should be good all in one.
Okay. So I came 97. I went to Arizona first. I went to school in Central Arizona. You went to Central?
No, I went to Southwest Christian College in down in Terrell, Texas, JUCO.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
I
I
thought so.
didn't know that you went to JUCO.
Oh yeah, I went to JUCO for 2 years.
Okay.
Because I think I don't remember exactly why we went there, but there was a reason why we went there. Myself and Peter Gay went there together. And we did well there. We won NCs. I mean, we won. It was junior. What was it called?
Junior college, yeah,
Junior
championship.
college.
Yeah.
So we won twice a year while we were there. That was the second year they were having a girls team. Tanya Jarrett from Manchester High
Manchester.
School. That was her year before was the first time they were having a girls team. And they won actually that year as well. And then we continued until we left. We won everything. And then I went to visit a few schools after my second year. I went to visit a few schools, and I chose Alabama. I chose Alabama because several reasons. I had friends there. Tudor Robinson was there. Peter Gay Barrett
Okay.
was there.
It
Peter
was
Gay
Latinal there.
Nathaniel was there. O'Neill Wright was there.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
Judith Kitson was there. It was when I went on my trip, they probably put me in the right time because they brought me in when it was a Alabama release. And I swear, when I got to that release, I saw all my friends from high school from different colleges that were there, and I was
Mm.
like, oh, this is cool. This is where I'm gonna go. So I think I went to two more schools after that, and I was like, I'm done visiting schools. So I signed Alabama, and then I end up there. Went to indoor NCs. 1 year we got I didn't run for the 800. I went for the 4x4, and we got fifth place at NC's, and same thing outdoors. So while I was at Alabama, I SECs I was third indoors and outdoors all the time. For some reason I always got third place for some reason. And then after that after I left there, I graduated and went to Atlanta for a year, and then I was like, just started training there at Georgia Tech, and then I wanted to go back to school, so I went back for my master's, and then I started training again at Alabama, and I ran up until I was pregnant with the first boy, and I stopped.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what did you study undergraduate and your masters? Just let us know your accomplishment, cause we're proud of you now.
So I
Super
did
clever.
hospitality management and I did financial planning as my master's.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I do
Awesome,
accounting
awesome.
now.
Awesome, awesome. So you went to JUCO, you transferred it to so how was I mean, how was your collegiate experience in terms of what were you able to get better? I mean, who was coaching you at the time?
At Central, it was Coach Gray. He was a very good coach. Well, actually had a really good team at Central as well, like strong team. Coach Gray was the coach, and at Alabama, it was a lady coach that I have. What was her name again? I'm sorry if I forgot her name. I hope
It's
she's not
okay.
listening. I hope she's not listening.
Well, I know for sure because I see you. I know you're proud of your university because
Yeah.
I could see when those football games going on now. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah,
see you showing out. You know, national
Alabama was fun.
championship.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so great school. I mean, they have a great program. I'm really happy to see that you went down here and be so successful about your career. So obviously we're moving down the line right now. So we're moving slowly. We learn about your high school days. We learn a little bit about your collegiate days. When being all American, getting those degrees, and actually moving back and start training until you found out that you are pregnant with your first son. So just let us know. Oh, you said that was in 2010, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
2010 was when I ended the track and field. I mean, it was the year I thought it was gonna be rolling that year. Like really, everything was going in place like it's supposed to be. And I mean, I got to Drake. We were invited to Drake relays, and I run the 1500. And I run the last part of the race was really crappy. Like I felt like something was wrong. Like this was not normally me. And got back to the hotel, and I was telling one of my friends. I think it was Taisha and Cole. I'm not sure you remember. I'm not sure if you know Taisha from British Virgin Island.
Oh,
And
Taisha.
yeah,
Yeah, I know her. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And I
yeah.
went back to the hotel, and I was like, I don't feel well. I'm gonna go. So they were like, let's go take a test. Took a test, and that was it. End of it.
Not
So
a
that
thing.
ended my career a lot earlier than I wanted to, because I would have probably still run a year, maybe a year or two after that.
Mhm.
So that's what slowed me down. And then after that, I was like, I'm not gonna stop. So when I moved to Florida, I started doing some like 5Ks around, and I had a team, the LaCroix sparkling water. I was representing them for a while,
Okay,
and
okay.
they'll pay for the races, and I'll go and represent them at all races, which was fun because you get to meet a lot of people, and I mean, they became those 5Ks became such easy races. It makes me wonder why I didn't do the 1500 earlier in my career. So I was like,
Okay.
this is where I should be, the 1500, because these 5Ks became easy. I was running 1720s in these 5Ks.
Woo!
And I was like, oh, I could have done a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But sometimes the head is something else. When the head tell you
Mhm.
something, your mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah. Well, guys, the time that she running, I mess around a little bit with the 5Ks. Again, it was just you go through the stage in your life that I'm about like was just at one point I just didn't want to see any track anymore because I've been seeing track and all that, so I wanted to stay away from the track, but I know that I wanted to stay active. And
Right.
secondly, running for me, I starting to realize that I was getting a lot of mental clarity when I start running. When I go out for a run, like a 3 mile run or run a 3K, after about 1 mile, I can't think about nothing. I'm tired, and So what I found out that was rejuvenating my brain in the sense that my brain was able to relax and able to think. So for me, running that, and then that was something that I was going outside my comfort zone. So in order to challenge yourself, you got to go inside the comfort zone.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense if you just do things that you're comfortable with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no challenge. So you
Exactly.
gotta, right. So I choose to do that, and I could see the similarities. And then she was, now that her mind was at a different level. She actually was enjoying it, and she actually now saying, "Look, I'm actually good, could have been doing this a long time ago." You
Yeah.
know, and I'm just telling you this little secret because we interview a girl today. She's an Olympian in the discus for Jamaica. She competed for Jamaica in the World Championship and in the Olympics. I'm gonna let Ian tell her what event you start out with.
And Bobbette, I know
Hi.
Bobbette will know too much about my injury. He had been bringing up my injury so much. But anyway, she started out in high jump, which I like to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you remember when I got injured, Bobbette? I was out of school. You probably were there that day that we were training. It was an Ash Wednesday, and I was training high jump. But this
Yeah.
lady started out in high jump, and high jump is really you gotta got the technique down to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just I think I just didn't got the technique. The coach that he is, I think he spots talent pretty good. So at that time when I came in, most people know that I came to States for athletics. I
Mhm.
actually came in on the south side. I was champion boy for years in my
Wow.
school. I was running pretty fast, 100, 200 with the heights. I was doing 100, 200, and 400. But
The
when I
both.
came, yeah, when I came to States, I backed up man like Latanel Williams, who was pretty fast. Damian McRae, pretty fast. And then you had Dave Wood. He was probably his third year in our second year in class 3.
Hmm.
So with all these guys, I think coach would like, yeah. And 'cause my brother, you guys probably don't know, Wayne Levy is my brother, Wobble.
Oh, really? I
So
didn't know that
Wobble
was
is
your
my
brother.
brother. So Wobble and
Yeah,
Preston.
they
Wow.
don't look alike, but it's brother.
Oh,
That is true. They don't look alike.
with the first father, we don't have the same height. So he's the eldest. And basically, he was there. He was actually living with Ian when I
Wow.
came to States. So I actually went to Ian's house to board, and I just said, no, I'm going to the other side. I went on to Pagan Drive, where Scott and Andrew and Preston and Wayne would be on that side. So, I would go to training with them in the morning.
Mhm.
And coach was like, okay, guess what? Let's get you in the high jump. You have the height and everything. So he actually put me along with Baker,
Oh
and
my gosh.
I think that was probably my second day jumping. And I was clearing the height at class 3. I cleared the
Yeah.
height. I think I was clearing at class 1. I actually got over the bar, but when I landed, my
Yeah.
my foot came flying. I didn't know how to control the long legs back then. It seems so. So, so, that was an injury. And, when you get those type of injury, your parents already don't do full of sports because they want you to do book work.
Yeah. Bookwork.
So,
That's it.
so, so that was a way for my mother to say, "Hey, that's it, done." Uh, And then Shaka, as I said, I have to give this joke every time Shaka would see me after that in the class. You boy there, you cost the school so much money. Little money did Shaka spend because we all know Shaka don't love to spend no money.
Oh my God. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
my grandmother from England, the actual kingdom, but Shaka really like my grandma. My grandma, high colored and look pretty good. I just telling the secret. He's not here, so he can't beat me up again. We running. So since then, he'll always try to find a way to find me on campus. But that was my little sporting. But I will speak to this lady this evening, Sade. Man, she is such a disciplined athlete. Started out in high jump, but she said that she continued the bar as more they raise it. She had a little fear of it, and I think that is something that face all of the athletes. So with you, probably by them moving you from the 1 to 400, because you said that's where you started, to put you now into a distance 800. Your body is like our mind. Our mindset gotta be right. If the body is
Yeah.
gonna respond, because it's what you tell your body that
Yeah.
happened. Because as I realized, you have blame yourself for that. You seem like you think you cost the team that medal in at the Pens relay, but really you probably still had run your best to your teammate. But within you knew you had more in you because you basically have told yourself, hey, I'm not gonna push myself that hard today because
Mm-hmm.
because it's the inner person. We always try to, and the body itself. What people don't know, your body is your biggest enemy sometimes because it put that fear. It's like, guess what? It is
Yeah.
too hard. Don't
Yeah.
do it. And we don't know. Our best days is when you push against that and
Yep.
overcome it. So you see, after you start doing this 5K, you realize that it wasn't that hard. You should have
Yeah.
been doing it a long time. And that's just
Mhm.
how the body is. But anyway, this young lady, I think she find her passion in throwing. And I
Wow. That's a
tell
different. That's a big difference from jumping, though.
yep. I guess
Amazing.
I guess all that energy she could use it to release that disgust. She's like, I'm not going up to no bar. So because
Oh,
you probably don't want to go to the bar, you're gonna make sure you do your best here.
yep.
And being in a school, she went to Veer Technical. So Veer is the factory
Yeah.
for athletes. So
Yep.
if you're at Veer and you're not performing, I guess you're not gonna feel too good being on
Yeah.
that track team. So just going to Veer, I think would have caused all the athletes to raise their bar personally. In that, guess what? I can't be at the school where Merlin Atty had gone to and not being able to produce or carry on that mantle. And you'll see all the athletes that went to Veer. They're
Exactly.
some difficult athlete to beat when they get on the
Hmm.
track. Because
Hmm.
they have that big mentorship, just like what you have. You come on with Bridget Foster and all these ladies, win some gold. They had left a legacy there says that you guys believe that you have to walk into that.
Oh
And
yeah.
what appeals to you. But this lady this afternoon, Sade, man, I like her energy, and the biggest thing about her, is that she is a person spiritually. She's connected, and that's my next question with you, Bobby.
Has to
I
be
know
connected.
people who produce and able to consistently do this, they're on a different spiritual level. So I'm gonna ask you, you're good. You believe in God. I don't have to ask anything. Your strength comes here. Just tell us a
I
little
was
bit about
raised in the church. I was raised in the church actually. My grandmother, I raised by my grandmother, so you know you have to go to church. I mean, you carry on with the rest of your life, you know. So it's like a part of you. Now I teaches my kids that it's a little tricky, but now you're in a different kind of life where you have to teach your kids that. So yeah, I mean, I'm a Christian. That's where I was raised, and that's what I know. That's all I know. So yes, I am. I mean, that's the only person I know. My father, he's the only one that guides me and take cares of me every day. So yeah, we pray all the time. Yeah, I'm all that.
All right. Well, that's said and done. As I said, I applaud you that that you're a sister in Christ, and obviously, the Lord has been blessing you. I see that you're making good decisions, and again, from my perspective, you are you demonstrate that you are enjoying and living a fulfilled joy life. And we know that in order to do that, Christ got to be in it, because Christ is the one that's ultimately the source of joy. So
Exactly.
you can't get what you want without the Lord. You got to go to the source, of it. If you want it, you got to go to the source, because you didn't produce it. You can't do it on your own. So the creator that said, look, all these things that I will give to everyone abundantly, that
Hmm.
that they may live a joyful life unto the Lord. So that's it and me done. As I said, I'm gonna pick up back a little bit from the your collegiate days, from your last race. Obviously, we know that that was the Drake relays. You found out that you was pregnant, and then that. So, what we want to talk about, just share a little bit about being a mother in terms of your son. Just let us know. Just some of the things that you enjoy being a mother. To you could tell us about both son if you want to mention the name, that's fine. Or if you just want to say something briefly, it's totally up to you.
Okay. No, I mean, I enjoy being a mother. It's like the best thing that ever happened to me, you know? I like teaching them stuff. I like we actually we like to travel. We like to show them different things. Like they're two different individual. One is night. They're both night and day, like the opposite, complete opposite.
Oh,
One is
bro.
the angel, and one is the other side. But I'm telling you, it's joy. I guess it has to be that way because they both can't be the same. When they balance out each other, but they fight a lot, and that's the annoying part. But apart from that, I enjoy being a mother. The challenging part was this couple months before school closed when they were home and you had to work from home and they were right in front of you, like in class, and they're just asking questions while you're trying to work. That was a little tricky, but we got through it. I'm glad. I'm not sure how it's going to be going forward, but I mean, apart from that, it's great. They entertain me, I entertain them, and we do a lot of things fun together. And I try to teach them as much as I can, as much as I was when I was young, their age. That my grandmother taught me, or what I heard from like older folks. I try to teach them as much as I can. But I enjoy their motherhood every
All right.
moment of it.
Since you're there and you're enjoying motherhood, did any of those kids take on the genes from
Oh
mommy?
no, no, maybe not yet. I don't
You,
think.
you probably later there, you'll
I think
realize something.
later the youngest may have a little bit a sport figure in him, but the oldest more computer. I can see him into the computer. That's his world. But the youngest don't care about nothing or don't care about no one. Just do him. He's always like that's very independent. But
So,
no, I don't see the athletic gene yet because dad is not athletic, so and they probably take everything off of him.
All right. So with that, I always want to mention, and you have it to prove in terms of your education. You know, you at States, you demonstrated all but excellence, because we were both into the same class up until ninth grade when we choose our specialty. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I also want you to bring back to our States folks. So there's a lot of States folks on here watching. At
Yeah.
least the subject area that you branched out into. But what I want to ask you also within this is, how did you manage to balance the books with tracks? Because you are doing exceptionally well in class and you're also doing exceptionally well on the track. How did you balance? Because we have a lot of young athletes coming up, and that's one of the biggest problems. They're not able to handle schoolwork and the track work. They either drop one of them. You realize that I've seen it at States because I play cricket. A lot of the guys who excel in the game of cricket, the sports, they were not doing so well with the books. And that's where Shaka get really serious sometimes. JB would
Yeah.
have to be going into the office and begging it. I know the same thing for Mike Olivier. Give them a chance. They're gonna get their average up. And the fact that you
Right.
tell them that if you don't get your average up, you're gonna be losing out on your track and field. Then all of a sudden the student managed to get whatever grade they need to get. But you realize it is because of the athletic side of them. They love the sport, so they'll do everything to get there. But to really balance it, it's a challenge. So could you
It
explain
is.
to us, how did you manage to balance your book work and the track work? Because you have a master's, and that I really say I'm very proud of you. It takes hard work to get to that level, to get a master's, to push yourself that far through school. Really, I just want to say, man, I am proud of you. I'm so proud of you to being my classmate first, but then on a
Mhm.
whole states platform, which we all know, it's work and integrity.
Work
So,
and integrity.
all right, just give us a little insight there.
I mean, at Stats, it was, I can't say it was a little, I mean, all we did was go to school, do your schoolwork, and train. That's all the discipline that you need in the world. We didn't do anything extra. No, there was, our fun was running. Really, we enjoy that as a group. So, as far as stats, I mean, we know we had to. We wanted scholarships, so we didn't want to waste time. So when you know that you have something that you want, when you want something, you work hard for it. So that's how stats came in, where we make sure we got schoolwork done on time, whether it was we get home by 9 o'clock at night. So because sometimes it was late nights because the bus left us. We either taking a ride to one area and then take another ride to another area. But we got home and then we got to do homework. So we got those done. In college, I mean, we had actually a little bit more help in college in terms of if you were weak in the area, we will have like an advisor who would help us if you're weak. But we had study hall where you have to go and study. That was a must. I mean, when you get to a different level in college, you got a little bit more help in terms of if you're weak at a subject, you will get help. And so we had study hall. After practice, we'll go to study hall and we would repeat the same thing the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. And then on weekends, you have a little bit more fun because you either hang out with your friends or you stay home and read a book or something. But we're a little bit more disciplined. I must say that. We weren't like, we know what we wanted. We wanted to achieve everything every step of the way. So we didn't really waste time. I don't like wasting time either. If I go,
Well,
let me tell you something with me and wasting time. If I go to the dealership to get my car serviced, I'm going for a run. That's how disciplined I am. I don't waste time. So I feel like people should be that way, but not everybody's like that. You know,
that's why
that's
we're
not
so
always
happy. That's why we're so happy to have you on, Bobby, because
Yeah.
you don't find people like you. I'm telling you, your makeup, your genetic is totally different. Because that's the thing about you that I said a lot of people would know if they weren't in that class with you. You definitely, as you said, did not waste time. You knew exactly what you wanted. You went out and you got it. It's like,
happen.
and you're still going, as you said, making you the way you are. It's all about you never stop running. And I know, yeah, and you realize how fast this hour had come. So
Oh my God, it's an hour.
we're gonna keep the audience in the waiting, because I know there's a lot of ladies over there that is waiting to hear how you really do this in terms of your body. So I'm gonna put it back to Ian. I'm passing that question because you gotta close out right there. Because they really want to know How do you manage to keep this shape? I'm telling you, it's amazing. I put out your little video out there for a minute, and everybody want to borrow the video. They want to borrow
Wow.
it to use in their group.
Wow.
Basically, to just see, and Ian could never find a better fitting topic for this. Fit and
And
fabulous at 40, which people, she's not 40, guys. But guess what? We still gotta wait on the secret. The recipe, I tell you, we're gonna dig deep because we need to find it. If we even have to bring you back up. So
all
Ian,
right.
I will ask a question here. Get it?
Oh well, obviously that we was getting close to that. Yeah, we was getting close to the what Bobbette is doing right now.
Oh
So
wow.
we get all the leading up to the what she's doing, but we getting now. So okay, so now you guys just hear all a little preview of Bobbette in the past. We talk about all this stuff, because we just it's a show, and obviously it's we want to relive a little bit of the memories of the good young days.
Yeah.
So that's always a pleasure. It's actually, as I said, it brings joy to my heart. To it makes me feel happy, and I know that the listeners out there, that oftentimes people just we all busy in our new life right now, like raising kids, husband, wives, and we got a lot of different things that comes at us, and sometimes what happen, we tend to people often think about their childhood and the high school. I know for me, there's a lot of things that I learned that's carrying me now. So I'm going back to how to survive. When I was in high school, I used to look. We have to iron on Sundays, right?
Me too.
Like once the iron is plugged in at 2 o'clock, don't go too far, because if you're not in line for the next person, the iron get plugged out, you're
That's
gonna have
it.
to go to school wearing your clothes, crush it. So those I'm telling you how it was like for me as a boarder,
Yeah.
because we know that in Jamaica that going to boarding school, and everybody's doing it. Obviously the host trying to make sure that we do things in a way that at the same time, because they're not doing this here to not to make something out of it,
Yeah.
in terms of bringing you into the house. So I know that it was four of us living at the house, and I know that we iron, we wash on Saturdays. Every Saturday we wash and hang our clothes out, and then Sunday is the ironing day. So after church, we eat dinner early, like 1, 2 o'clock, in Jamaica after church, and then after that the iron plugs in, and once the iron is there, and they say, "Who's next to iron?" Because as I said, if that iron plugged out, it's a it's a way where the way they look at it is once the iron gets hot, it takes it takes more current to warm it up, right? So we don't want it to get cold and then come back and get hot. Right?
Yeah.
So those are some stories, and I said I know Steve Powell is watching because he was living with me. Well, look, see, he's telling us now. He's reminding me. I just seen that he said that he also has an experience of eating cold food. I at the time the cold food didn't bother me. We know that sometime how dinner works is sometime dinner is cooking, so you sit down and wait till the dinner
Mhm.
is cooking. Another time you come in late and the dinner already cooked. So yeah, so you can't use the microwave and things like that without asking permission. Because as I said, it's just what it is. But to this day, those things that I've developed is what is making me the person who I am today.
Mhm.
Being disciplined, So what that helps me to do, it helps me to be more organized. I like to do stuff by schedule
Mhm.
because I get more done when I
Mhm.
schedule things.
Mhm.
So those are some of the survival tips that I learned in high school while I was boarding. That that now that I look back on life and I'm like, look, it doesn't matter where I'm at right now. I am winning. you know, um, I I'm at the point where I could use a microwave 100 times if I need. I iron one shirt
Whenever
at a
you
time,
want.
right? So that alone is a blessing in the sky. But at the same time, I wouldn't trade it. So it's one of those things where while you was doing it, then you really didn't know anything different.
Right.
Because again, back where I live, I don't use iron, so I have nowhere to iron clothes because I'm not going nowhere. You wash the clothes and you hang it up,
Yeah.
and that's basically it.
Yeah.
Because when you're a teenager and young, I don't go anywhere. I go in the community, so the clothes that I wear, I don't need to iron it.
Yeah.
Um, the only time I actually iron something is typically for the holiday, like in December. I get something made at the tailor, and it's already come iron. And that's my Christmas suit. So it's like a big thing. I get a suit every Christmas. That was a present. That's what I wear on Christmas, Grand Market night, Christmas Eve.
Mhm. A suit.
Yeah. So the Christmas Eve, I go ride in the town, the Shamshark Square, to go ride merry-go-round. So those are the things. That's the only time my parents to give me a little freedom because everybody's shopping and the store is not closing late. So you say, okay, you could go out with your friends, and so I take advantage of that. And there's a whole lot of other things that I can talk about, but that's the time where I try to be bad. Um, you know, might just have a different intention. Maybe I would like to meet a friend or something. So those are when now you're starting to your teenage years starting to come out, and you be like,
Mhm.
okay, you're going down in the town, and you might saw somebody looking at you that like you, or all different things happen, and then we always walk in groups, so it's
Mhm.
always I don't go by myself. It's like 4 or 5 of us,
Mhm.
and it's always like a competition or a challenge, or who's gonna meet somebody, because our goal is to get a phone number. That's pretty
Wow.
much. But that's just a little bit of get back to the ironing and going to school. So what I want to say that I saw Mark Blake coming in.
Yeah,
Mark
I was
Blake,
about to tell you that.
yeah, we, you
Oh,
know,
you did
we,
see
we,
who comes in? Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I have you on the Mark Blake. We won't be getting in touch with you, so stay tuned because I want to talk to you because you're one of the great again legend that come from stats. So just hold tight. We already talked about you behind the scenes, so it's
Yeah,
just a
we're
matter
bringing
of
you on,
time.
Mark. Wherever you are, we're bringing you on.
Yeah, yeah, we're coming for you. So but Mark, big shout out, man. I know you're doing big things in Florida. We want to hear about what you're doing now, and we want to know that why we didn't see you, why we want to know what
Don't
I
get don't,
just thought that
don't give
Mark
it
was
out
going to
here.
go.
Don't give it out. We
All
leaving
right,
it
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. So
Let's
so
wait on that
sorry
day.
guys. Yeah, so let me get back on track here. I keep running off track. Let me get back on track to say that look, we're proud of Bobbette. I admire her driven. I admire what she's doing. I think that we could see that she's doing for the love. you know, and we want to empower. We want to let that look. We're still genuinely um past student or classmate, and you're somebody that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, because as I said, I was on the team with you for maybe 1 or 2 years when you was younger,
Mhm.
and I just see that the transition that you made, and for all the good stuff you're doing. So what I want to talk about, and to wrap up, I might have one last question, but
No, Ian, I don't
ultimately,
think, Ian, I am gonna vow for us to go a little longer. These stats guys, they're just getting interested in here. So once we don't have anything planned for tonight, I'll say give the program a little bit more, because Bobbette is bringing so much joy to the States family. Everybody's coming on now. I think they're forwarding it. So guys, just share. You know, a States friend, just send it in their message. Let them come on board here, because I see the States family is coming on board. I knew Bobbette was gonna draw some crowd.
yeah, all right, Bobette. So this the question that I was going to ask you, and I saw it popped up back in the screen as a reminder, because everybody want to know about what Bobette is doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We all want to know what Bobette. Just tell us a little bit about what are you doing for a career right now, and also we just want to know what's your aspiration. Just give us a little bit of your aspiration and your goals in terms of your career. And we also, as I said, we got to get into some of your tips, of your workout, how you find time to do all of this, because
Yeah.
some people say, look, man, I don't have the time, to do this, so let them know that it's not easy as it look, about that. Just tell us a little bit about your career right now, and then if you want to go into a little bit of your fitness regimen, and then I know Ian got whatever you say, he got 1 or 2 questions for you about that.
Man, no, I mean, when I finished running, I just went back into my career, which was hospitality management, and then I focused in accounting. So I'm in accounting. I love numbers. Um, and then apart from that, I work. I, I take care of two interesting little boys. And I take care of myself. That's pretty much kind of it, really. But in terms of taking care of myself, I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice, because there's a lot of times when you come from work and your kids are second work, that's a second job.
Uh-huh.
So it's like finding time for yourself. You have to find that time for yourself. You have to have that balanced life. Like, you go to church, you go to work, you take care of kids. You gotta have that little moment for you, just you. You gotta have that moment. Just take the break. Just walk away, have that 20 minutes, have that 30 minutes, have that hour, have the hour and a half. It could be two if you make it. But my thing is, I'm gonna get it done. I make workout a lifestyle. So once you make it a lifestyle, you can never go a day without not doing something. Even if you take a day off, because it's a lifestyle or it become a part of your life, it's like you're eating. You want to go do abs. You want to go do a push up. You want to do some squats, something, just because it's a part of you. In the days that I don't work out, that's when I don't work out. If I don't work out, I'll do something simple like that. But it's not easy. Getting up early in the morning is my thing. It's either early in the morning or late evening, because I don't like the sun. The sun gets me, I'm done. So I'll go in the morning. I get up, my morning starts maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:15 sometimes, depends on how I feel today, and I'll get my running. And in the evening, and when the gym was working for me, because I won't go back to the gym for the rest of the year, but I'll go to the gym early in the morning. That will be my thing. I'll go and I'll spend my 30 minutes and I'll come straight home. I know what I'm working out on that day. So I'll work on that little area and I'll come back. I do it the next day. Work on the area that I want to work on, focus on, and then I'll do it again the next day. And I'll work with maybe 5, 6 times a week. Not
Okay.
everybody will find that time to do that, but you have to find that balance. You have to. I mean, if you don't take care of yourself, no one else is. So you have to take care of yourself. You gotta drink plenty of water. You gotta make sure you have some good running shoes. You gotta make sure you
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you have
Yeah.
good, get some rest. I don't get since I feel like since my kids were born, I have not gotten 8 hours sleep. I maybe go on maybe five. I sometimes get 4 hours sleep. And I'm okay with that. I feel like that's enough for me now. Because I feel like when you're dead, you sleep, right? So if you can go on and go on now in the lifetime that we live in, and you're focusing, I mean, you're able to manage your day to day life, I think that's the way to go. And I feel like everybody can do it, but it's just that sometimes you just gotta motivate yourself. Because if you don't have anyone else to motivate you, you gotta do it yourself. It's all about motivating. And then with the eating part is portion control. You got to know how to control yourself. Because we can eat whatever. I always tell people you can eat whatever you want to eat in this world, but you cannot sit down. You have to go for a walk.
Okay.
You have to do something. You cannot just eat every day and expect to just sit and to just think that weight's going to come off. No, you're putting on weight while you're sitting there every day not eating. I mean, eating everything that you want. You can eat whatever you want. You just got to move. Keep on moving. And that's my thing. I keep on moving. And I can eat whatever I want. Although I'm a picky eater, but I like sweets. I get my sweets in now and then. And I mean I know my control. And I know that tomorrow morning I gotta go run. You know what I mean? So you gotta have that kind of mentality that if you make it a part of your life, you can do anything. That's how I see it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, as I said, you pretty much nailed answer one of my question, that I just have to swallow. you know, because I was like, man, we got to figure out about the nutrition because I know that you could work out all you want. It's a combination of nutrition. But my other question to you, so all these workouts that you're doing, I know the answer, but I want you to let the people know and the fans know how you come up with these workouts, how you educate yourself to know what to do with these workouts.
And no, it's tricky, right? It's like every day you come up with something new, or I may see someone do something and I change it the way I want it to work for me. So it's like I go to the park and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do today at the park? Am I going to do hills or am I going to go for runs? Am I going to skip? Am I going to hop? Am I going to do what am I going to do? What am I going to focus on? Am I going to focus on legs or am I going to focus on upper body? So if I'm going to focus on legs, I know what to do on legs. I know I can do this, I can do that. So I just kind of make up things in my head a lot of the times while I go or I see the hill and I'm like, what can I do on that hill? Maybe I can do some hops, maybe I can do some jumps, maybe I can do whatever it is that you feel like you can do up the hill, run up the hill. That's even it. Just running up the hill. Whatever it is. So and then with the in terms of like coming up with stuff every day, I might see someone do something and I was like, maybe in college I learned how to do certain things in college. So I mix what I learned in college, what I learned in high school. Like a lot of my stuff are from high school. If you guys can see that. Those are jumps. Those are from
Oh,
Oliver days. You remember them hills that we used to have?
well,
What's
yeah,
the hill
yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. When I'm seeing you
What's the
doing
hill called?
the frog walk and the frog jump and the crab walk and all of
It's
that,
Oliver.
yeah, I'm like, man, I know that where I learned some of those things because we know that certain based on where you at, like in the US, we have access to a lot more gyms,
Mm-hmm.
and things. Now in Jamaica, we do a lot more plyometrical stuff
Mm-hmm.
where we use our hills and our
Mm-hmm.
sand and we
Mm-hmm.
use our grass. So we know some of those things typically without any weights,
Yeah.
because when we was at Stats, we used to have like a weight room with like two machines.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that much weights. The hills was my strength, and a lot of people running 200, 300 meter hill. All the way up there, going up towards Longwood. There was a hill
Yeah.
across the school, close to the Longwood there, doing
Yeah.
that. And then one of the other secret was, I don't know if they still do it, but we used to run steps.
Yep.
We used to run. I used to do about 20 laps up the step all the way to the third floor, and I'll going around and around. So if it
Mhm.
rains,
Well, that's what we
you
did.
know where to meet us when it rains. So that's part of the Stets tradition. That's the history. And I said I know that they're still using all of that resource because we such a creative and we such a innovative people, and I know that one thing about Stets right now is the great thing about that institution. We got a lot of former student athlete that's still now coaching
It's
the
true.
high school. So you find that says a lot about the institution that they always want to give back, and we always want to we will get somebody that know what they're doing, that we build success at Stets.
Yeah.
So that's the work and integrity. We build success. So we want to shout out to the leadership, Mr. Keith Wellington at Stets. We want to let you know that God sent you over from Monroe for us. And Monroe, you guys know that the Mr. Wellington, we're not gonna let him go. He's such a powerful leader at Stets, not at Stets, but in Jamaica, period, because he's now, you're talking about, he's the president of Secondary School Association, that runs all sports in Jamaica. So
Wow.
that just saying like he control the whole NCAA system in America. He's the president. So
Wow.
he's the
That's awesome.
president, and he run that straight out of Santa Cruz. We believe that unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic this year, it's been a little bit challenging in terms of his leadership. But we know that he's not going anywhere. He's in it for the long run, and I believe that the decision that he made, in terms of, I remember when the boys champs was cancer, there was a lot of news about that shouldn't have done at the time, because of it was a decision like about a week before champs, or like that. So you find that that was a tough decision, but he's a great leader, and he's also smart and educated, and he also know how to work with other leaders and other people in power. So he
Mhm.
worked together, because that's what a good leader does. So making those decisions. So we want to shout out Mr. Keith Wellington, the current principal at Stets. You know, and we just so happy to have him. At the institution. And I have talked with him on several occasions, and I said, everywhere I go around the world and I talk about him, that's the first thing I mention. You have to have a great leader. So it starts from the top all
Mhm.
the way down. And
Yep.
he's the principal, he's the technical director, and he runs the school overall. Make sure that he keep everything in balance.
Mhm.
In terms of, if the school need computer, I seen the growth at Stets, with all the stuff that that he have brought, and I know that I still gotta actually it's on my bucket list to do something bigger at Stets one day. So God is still in progress of preparing me, and give me all the information that I need, and He's gonna bless me. So I'm not gonna be doing too much talking. I'm just gonna be doing action. Because I already know that who is in charge. So once we get down there, when that day come, I'm hoping to do something that will keep the legacy goes on, and to give back to the great institution. So shout out to Mr. Wellington again. Sorry to get off track a little bit,
Yeah,
because of that.
It's okay, Ian. It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You're not off track, because I'm gonna pick up where you left off before you even ask Bobby the question. So I'm gonna pick up where you off, because it is only good that we play our respect. You know,
Yep.
it is very important that we do that. Gratitude is a must. The coffee, she won the award for
Yep.
just that song
And the children
alone. Gratitude is a must. And we have to pay our gratitude to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. I know the program is for everybody, because everybody is learning. But for
Mhm.
us, we are products of St. Elizabeth Technical High School. And on the platform right now, and I gotta give shout out to all the States fan there. We see Altia, we see Gary Barnes, we see Steve, we see Mark Blake right now. And a lot of people are on here. And I just wanna say a big shout out to our States family. And I'm gonna share some secret here too. Now, because Gary Barnes start rolling out some secrets there, even with Mark Blake, they went to from primary school there together, moving up. What people don't know, Mr. Wellington is right there from St. Elizabeth. He used to be at Mayfield. And at Mayfield, he would have been basically the sports director from football, cricket, track and field. He's running everything. Everywhere I go, I see him. I was involved in all of those sports. You know, I was pretty talented, and he'd always point me out when I go that you look out for that guy, because Mayfield had some good guys, and they say look out for that one. That was me at the time. But what you don't know again, Ian, Mr. Wellington, from what I'm hearing, from little butterflies out there, his mother was at States. So he is basically loyal to States. People don't know. I need to ask him that personal question. So I'm putting it out there now. But from what I hear, his mother used to work at States. So you realize that even though he went to Monroe, because Monroe was a school when you're smart. So he was pretty smart at that time, because Monroe was like an elite school, if you guys know. Monroe was one of the school that is just the rich kids, or either you're super smart when you get into Monroe. So, but he had to come back to States, because that's where his roots belong. His roots belong to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. And I'm saying that, man, I've known this gentleman for years, and over the period I've known him, he have done tremendously, nothing more than the best. He have given his all in terms of sports, because he loves sports. That's what he does. And I'm happy that he's now at States, because we all know Shaka was kind of tight with the money when it come on to sports. JB would have to be in the office spending a lot of time for us as cricketers, because then you have some board up by in Boulevard there, somewhere up top there. And then you had students that were staying on dorm for Mike Olivier and the football. They had to be going back into the office, back and forth, fighting with Shaka, just to get basic stuff, little water, little food. So it was challenging. And I also want to give a shout out to the community of Santa Cruz, because a lot of us would have gone into boarding school, because to do the sports, not many of us would have been having the opportunity to get a taxi or a bus. It's not like nowadays everybody have a car. Back then, you miss that one bus, dog, name your supper. So
Yep.
a lot of us were forced into boarding. For me, I end up boarding. I should have been where Ian is, but just as Ian said, his boarding basically implemented certain discipline in him, in that he had to do all these things. Iron at a certain time. Here, Steve that was there with him would talk about the food and all that stuff. My brother was there. So when my brother talk about some of the things, I'm like, I ain't going there, boy.
Well, guys, as I said,
But no,
go ahead.
but it's helped to build you, and that's the difference between people. We gotta understand that sometimes the Lord place you at a certain place just as to grow you. And it's like as we go through life now, we're wondering, we now getting to put this thing together. And so a lot of young kids that is going through, like, you may not be able to add up what is happening to you right now. And I'll tell you this why I say that. Because for me, I did not went to where Ian was, because that's where my brother was, Wayne Levy. Anybody's watching, Wayne Levy or Wobble. Wobble was right there with Ian. But I end up going to a lady called Miss Chung. And that lady was a godly woman. She said, Ian, if you're not playing cricket, you're not going on track meet, you have to go to church. So people is wondering now, where did this Ian came from? It was actually there because of the foundation of this one lady that helped out States by boarding us. So every day, in terms of every week, we'd have to be in devotion. So the Lord knew why he had put me there. So, whatever happened to us in life, don't question it. And it happened for a particular reason. And I'm happy that Ian, learned so much from it, that he's disciplined. And even doing the program here, I'm telling you, Ian is on schedule. And we will realize it, man. He is a solid foundation, and he's somebody that, when I look at his discipline, I was ready to partner with him, work with him, and just bring on people to this platform. Because, when I look at it, the States family is such a big family. And that's why I also want to give a shout out right here to Steve. Steve is doing an amazing job also in terms of getting back the States family together. And the platform that now we are creating, it's allowing us to bring on another States athlete, cricketer, just someone from the roots that could come and share your story. But at the same time, we are bringing people from the wider community. Because we know it's not just about us, but there's so much that we have to give to the listening ear. Whoever want to learn something. And for you, Bobbette, I can say, man, you've been a blessing. You've been a blessing, not just to the Stets family, because I've had people outside of the Stets family who's calling for your workout tips. So, so you see
Wow.
the impact that we are doing, and sometimes we live in our life and we don't know that people are watching us, the things that we do, and that's why it is very important that we basically have a good life, the way we live our life, as Ian say, living our best life. And with Gary, I look at him; he's a family man. I've just seen him mature because I'm now a new father, so I'm gonna draw from between you and Gary and the rest of the Stets family as I'm learning because I'm a new father. And it took many years for me to have a child. But really watching you, Bobbette, and your kids, that you're able to balance life between sports, you're able to balance life between work. And you said the kids are second job. Definitely their second job. I'm finding out. I need exceptionally high energy to keep up with my little baby who's 2 years old.
Yep.
And so I know what you go through. And to do that and be looking the way you look, we're just saying that mothers, you can do it too.
Yep.
You're motivating a lot of people. My wife is downstairs and she's watching this broadcast. That she know as soon as another month or two, she's gonna start her workout too. And we're gonna make it fun. I realize that you have made this thing fun. It is just part of you. You said make it a part of your lifestyle. So
Yes.
really and truly, yeah, I just love this platform. So I just want to say shout out to the States family, shout out to everybody that is watching here. And I say, just guess what? As soon as you watch, just watch and share. Let somebody enjoy the broadcast here, because it is just fun. Because coming back here and seeing you, Bobbette, is like, man, you like everything rekindled. And I know the same feeling that everybody's getting out there. See, Mark Blake, always go Paradise party, after training. These things are something that you're reliving those States days. It is
Yep.
just so fun. Respect Mark Blake, man, fast like a plane them days. So I,
Yes.
I could go on and on. So I'm just gonna just let Ian ask you that question, Bobby. But this interview, I'm telling you, I'm loving it.
Yep. Same
All
here.
right. Well, I said, Bobbette, I know that your time is very precious. We're glad that you gave us this opportunity to talk. I know that that all things good things come to an end at some point. But from me personally, I as I said, can't echo how much that I want to wish you all the best, with what you're doing. Obviously, I could tell you that you're winning. You know,
Oh,
you're
thank you.
winning. You're winning the game of life right now. Yeah, you know, and that's always a blessing. I believe that you're gonna keep pushing through. We know that you might get bumps and bruises, just like the Christian life, the journey that we're on. That you know, nobody is exempt from anything. We're all gonna face trial and tribulation. So we
Mhm.
just want to let you know, along your journey, as you know that if you keep the Lord Jesus Christ in everything that you do, that you will be blessed. The Lord will make sure that if He can't protect you, He will ride with you,
Mhm.
and He never gonna disappoint you. So that's what I want to leave it to trust in the Lord with all your heart, and just know that whatever may come to you, it's not an accident. Just realize that, look, this is what the Lord have me right now. I'm gonna push on through, and it's
Mhm.
gonna come to pass. Nothing is gonna stay or stick with you if you trust in the Lord. Anything that comes to you, look, if it's for Bobbette, it's for you. If it's not
Yeah.
for you, then
There
it's
we
gonna
go.
go.
Yep.
I said it's nothing good will he withheld from you. Once you travel with him, there's nothing good that he will ever withheld from you. And I just want to say, man, we're just loving it. And Bobby, I'm not gonna let you go before, I want you to just speak into my wife life, which is will be speaking into others with these two babies, tell her how she's gonna handle it, because you're ahead of us. So I just want you to speak to the ladies. I tell Ian I would have to ask this question at the last part, because we all know a woman, herself is inside of beauty, whether it is from the inside or the outside. You know,
Mhm.
and they always, women have something about them that, Ian, they always want to impact this world. And
Mhm.
I can't let Bobby come on here and don't leave something, a message into all our ladies, after life, after having kids, and just to be disciplined, to at least have a healthy life and a balanced life. So just speak to my wife in this, like like you're in the classroom with her. Just and then you could close out with whatever you want to say. The platform is really yours. We were pleased to have you on here, and I
Well,
knew
thank
it
you.
was going to be like this, because trust me, everybody's engaged in this one.
Wow. No, no, it's awesome that you're there to support her. That's number one. When you have a strong support team, that's the greatest part of it. You can always push her to go and work out. You can work out with her. That makes it even easier, more fun. So it's more like enjoy life to the fullest. I tell everyone, enjoy life to the fullest and don't hold back and don't hold grudges. Gotta keep it moving. You gotta forgive and forgive. Not even forgive and move on. If you forgive the person and you don't feel like dealing with them, you don't deal with them. You just forgive them and move on with your life. Still have a smile. Even if they're gonna make you mad, anyone's gonna make you mad in life. Just don't let that happen. You gotta keep it moving. As far as your wife goes, and for anyone else who's watching, I mean, you gotta take time for yourself. That's number one. You gotta take time. Ian, you gotta give her time. Let her get the hour. Go for a
I
walk.
do,
Let
I
her
do, I do, I do.
make sure you take care of the kids while she's out. But yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. No one else is gonna do it for you but you. I mean, when you get to a certain age, it's like it's do or die, like is you gonna sit in the couch and look at myself and like this is not where I wanna be. No, you gotta make it happen. Gotta go out there and make it happen. So I mean, apart from just being a strong person, I feel like if I can do it, you can too. And I feel like everyone can do anything you put your mind to. Even if you don't have someone to motivate you, you can motivate yourself to get up and go do it. Just get up. Just to start. Starting is the number one thing. Once you start, that's the first step. You step out of the house, you go for the walk, you go for the jog. It could be a mile, it could be for 10 minutes, whatever it is. You just got to get it in. You cannot just sit there and just think it's going to happen overnight or just think it's going to happen because you're just thinking about it. No, you got to work towards it. And it's not easy, I'm not going to lie, because there are certain times, like, for example, this morning, normally I get up early and go for my run. But this morning I was like, I'm going to lay down for another hour. An hour turns into 11 o'clock. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my run in today, regardless. So I dare myself. It's hot outside. It's 90 degrees. So I dare myself. I'm going to run 3 miles in this hot sun. And
Wow.
I did. So you got to put your mind to it. Once your mind tells you can do something, you can do it. You just got to get up and move. So that's where you gotta be disciplined. It's all come down to discipline and what you want. If you want to look a certain way, you will work towards it. But if you don't, then you're gonna sit in the couch every day and like, mad at yourself, like it's the end of the world. But it's not. You just gotta get up and move and eat right. Stop eating after certain time of night. I know it's hard, but we gotta take care of ourselves. No one else is gonna do it but you. So good luck to everyone, and it was a pleasure talking with you guys. It was so much fun.
All right. Well, Bobbette, I'm gonna tell you a little secret before we close. That we gotta let the fans know that's on the program right now. That next Sunday at 9, it's gonna be. You can't miss this story. You can't miss it because it's gonna be none other than Ian Thomas and his wife. Gonna be in studio.
Wow.
I'm
I
gonna
can't wait
have
to
the
tune in.
pleasure. Yes, I'm gonna have the pleasure to ask to again to do the same thing like this week. And I might have to bring in a special guest also to tag team up on them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we're really looking forward for that. So we just want to let the fans that's out there know that Ian and Nikisha going to be on the platform next Sunday, and we're gonna talk about life. We're gonna talk about the journey, guys. Remember, these are two high school Stets couple that are married over 20 plus years, that we're gonna bring on this platform. So if you think that this is great, which is was, we're gonna double up next week. This is gonna be I'm really looking forward to for this year. I personally I'm happy to see like two states work and integrity, from high school at actually living life and married and be happy. So that's a great testimony. So guys, if you want to hear a little bit about um brother Nancy. If you want to hear some brother Nancy's story next week, because I know there got to be some. It's no way that you're coming from teenage to this stage that don't have those stories. So guys, just want to send you off with that. As you was talking about, he wanted to speak to his wife, so I thought that it would be a good time just to share that.
Yep. We'll see you next week then.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, there you see that face. He's up to something about it.
You got all the questions already.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh my
I'm gonna,
God.
I'm gonna wear my glasses on the platform when I come on, because probably I'm gonna be in tears.
All right, all right. So the man is gonna be on stage that love to interview. You know, um, so I'm have to really do some research and really, I gotta come really good. Yeah, I gotta come really good. I gotta figure out who I'm gonna ask certain question first.
Yep.
Because I want to try and anyway, it's all fun and games.
And while you're there, Ian, this could not probably have come at a better time. So you guys know, this year, the 14th of July, which is Tuesday, it's going to be our anniversary. 21 years
Wow.
of being basically married. So we've been together for over 24, probably from States.
Mm.
From 1996 is when we really hit it off. This relationship was pretty much a secret. While at States, two tall people walking around the place. She chased away all the girls from me.
All
So we
right,
don't
that's it. Don't give away too
Uh,
much.
but it's gonna be fun.
can't
Yep,
wait.
yep. So that's it. It's been long years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're excited. So we're just gonna end the program tonight. That we just want to thank all the fans. I want to thank Altia, Mark, Gary, Steve, all that I see, and all the ones that I wasn't able to catch. Because the screen is moving so fast that the names are just moving up. I'm only able to see only about five at a time. So it's just a matter of how fast. But we want to let everyone that joined in tonight that we want to thank you for lending us your ears, and we want to thank you for interacting with us. We like the interaction. We're gonna push for this more. So you guys that have any question that you want to ask Ian and his wife next week, you could actually you could post the message on our chat, and I will make sure they get the question, and we try to answer as many as we can. We're gonna block again about 2 hours off. We right now about an hour and 45 minutes. So we we happy for this time. So we just want to love the interaction. And I said next week, feel free to to send us messages. While we're talking, if it's something that you want to hear, and or you just want to shout out, shout him out, or and things. So just keep spreading, just keep sharing, and just keep let anybody that you might know that sometimes people are asking questions about what such and such doing. We plan to bring as many people on the platform that as possible. If we have to get to the point where we got to do multiple shows like today, because we're mixing it up, we're also making sure that we interact with the outside of the states community too. So that's our goal. So, but so we get to the point where we say, yeah, if we got to do two shows, we're gonna do it. And if we got to do more shows too, we'll do it. Just let us know. If you like to come on the show too, it's just send us your story, and we'll get it done. We'll get it done, because as I said, our goal is to inspire and to share and to educate success story. From a spiritual standpoint, we talk about just life experience, and we talk about our own testimony and our journey, because this platform will give you the ability to do that, because plenty of times they only want to hear stories of famous people, but we're all famous in our platform. We all here for one purpose, and it's to just to share good testimony, and we know that nobody can tell your testimony, your story better than you.
Mm-hmm.
So we happy to hear from you. We will make sure that we work together, and I promise you that it will be just having a conversation. Don't worry about your the live or stuff. It's normal. It's but it's you just be yourself, just
It's
like
okay.
what. Yeah. So we're gonna if Bobbette want to say our thank you, and then we will, if Ian want to say our thank you, then they'll but as for me now, I will that would be my conclusion for tonight.
I'll give it to Bobbette. We'll always be on here, Ian. So the platform tonight belongs to Bobbette. So she gets to say the final word, you know.
Wow. It's all yours, platform. You guys invited me, but it's okay. No, I mean, best of luck to everyone. Remember, you gotta we gotta take care of ourselves. That's all I can say is take care of ourselves, because we have people that have things that their generation passed down to them. So we gotta watch those kind of trends as well. So if you know someone passed down like some kind of, it's like diabetes or some kind of sickness, you gotta know how to take care of yourself to make sure you don't carry it on. You know what I mean? So I'm here just to tell you, you just gotta take care of yourself. No one else is gonna take care of yourself the way you can. And just drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water.
I won't stop.
Sure. Maybe add
All
a
right.
little lemon to it, but
Guess
that's
what?
it.
No, no, you know what, Bobbette? I'm not gonna finish. No, I gotta say something. I'm gonna need to know which water you're drinking, because trust me, we wanna imitate. We gotta imitate everything that you're doing, because you're still 16. You let steps from way back in 1996 or 97. Because most of us do a repeat at states. I did. So I leave in 97. But you, I know, we're in the same class. So either we graduate 96 batch. I leave 97. You're still looking 16. So guess what? I'm gonna start drinking that water that you're drinking. Plus, I am gonna get my A game on in terms of my workout. All right.
We got to. We got to. We got to. No, there's nothing special about my water. I might put a little lemon in it, but that's it.
Okay, well, there's a trick. So, guys,
Yeah.
put lemon in
That's
it.
number
It's
two too. You can add a little
antioxidant.
lemon to your daily life. Add some lime or lemon to your daily life. Make sure
Yeah,
you either tea or water, whatever it is. Just add a little bit of lime. It
Yeah,
works.
lemon is good. It's loaded with antioxidants. So I could
Yeah.
tell you guys, that is high in antioxidant. Antioxidant is good for the body. You know,
Yeah.
it is what protects us against the free radicals of life. That's a little educational note there. So
Yes.
it's good for you guys, and that's the reason why people tip a little lime in their water is because of the antioxidant property. If you do the science,
Exactly.
you will know about free radicals, and free radicals is what really causes us to age, mess up our whole system. And what the lime does, it neutralizes that. So it brings your body into equilibrium, really. Just like, so what you've been doing, Bobbette, you've been doing excellent. And I know a lot of the viewers here tonight would have learned a lot because really, you just tell them as it is. And that's what I love. You just got to, guess what? Take time out for me, take time out for you.
Not
But guess
me.
what? No, I'm just saying, no matter if you have kids or whatever, a busy family life, you work, even when you come home, you gotta say, guess what? I gotta get up and move. Babbitt would say,
Another
put
thing is,
it
you
in
can
the
bring
middle.
your kids with you. You can bring them with you. My boys go riding with me while I run. You can bring them. No
There you
excuse.
go.
No
No
excuse.
excuse.
You can
No
push the
excuse.
babies. We push the babies for a long time. You can push the babies. So no excuse. None. They will fall asleep. Trust me. I've been there. I had the big stroller pushing in front of me, looking crazy on the street, but I didn't care. You just gotta take care of you. Because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of you, who's gonna take care of them?
Wow.
So you gotta take care of yourself so you can be strong enough for them. Because who no one else is gonna be there for them but you. You do a better job than anybody else. So that's it. We just gotta take care of ourselves. Eat right. Make sure you get some vitamins in, some multivitamins. Sometimes we
They,
don't eat properly. Make sure we have some multivitamins.
they could contact me on that one. Thank you.
Wow,
Good,
yeah.
good going.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was fun
Hey
today.
guys, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's JD and Wade. She's saying hi. She
Oh,
just popped
Daddy,
in. Yeah,
Daddy, you'll
Jadine.
have to go watch the replay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell her she need to. She right now we're
Wrapping
wrapping
up.
up, but I'm pretty sure she will.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Daddy, watch the replay. This one is something you don't want to miss, man. We had learned things about even Bobbette that I didn't know before. Because Silo, you're from Silo. I actually now build my house there in Appleton, Bobbette. I came and work at Appleton, so my
What?
house is just upside Union. They have a scheme there from Appleton. I built a nice home there, so I'll be living close to your poor parents back in
Wow.
Jamaica. You know,
Wow. That's awesome.
and yeah, I'm gonna share one story and how God been good to me. Because where you come from at Spring, I almost lost my life right there. I remember one day my life flashed between that hard, the welcome to Silo sign. I remember I was riding a bike on that long lane in Raheen, and I was cutting 100 plus, traveling, and all of a sudden, those cane roads.
Hmm.
A trailer would have come all the way across the road from the other side, from the farms. And
Yeah.
it came all the way. I couldn't brake unless I'll be dead. And all I could do is beat that trailer head. And it's between the
What?
trailer head and that sign that you have there that say, welcome to Silo. Probably you guys would have been dropping flowers for Ian there, but if it wasn't for God who have saved me right there, and nobody believed that, my friend who was behind me on a bike, he was looking for me in the bushes that he swear I was dead
Mhm.
because he could not believe that this truck man would have come out on me. And I
Wow.
actually just continued on the journey, and I went and wait for him down by the Appleton where they were. That's where they go to load the
Yeah.
waste doing. I went down there, wait on him, and when he came, and only thing this guy was saying, "Thank you God, thank you Jesus, thank you God, thank you Jesus." He said, "I
Oh
didn't
my
see,
gosh.
but the Lord saved me at that very sign right there. My life
Wow.
has been gone right at Silo. That welcome to Silo. I know that late into spring there. So
Yeah.
my history, I have some history there.
Wow.
But God has been good to me, and I know He saved me for a day like this. That we could bring you to the platform, both me and Ian. So God has been good, guys. If you don't believe that there's a God, I'm telling you, there's a God, a mighty
There
God
is.
who works miracle. Because
He's a
even for
miracle
myself,
worker.
yeah, I don't know how I really get through there, how I escape that without the bike hitting me down or anything. But
Wow.
it's only God that take me through, and I will continue to serve Him for the rest of my days because I know how good He have been for me through my whole life journey. As Ian said, He's gonna dig into my life, but the Lord, it's the foundation that we have laid over the years that really keep us to this moment in
Yeah.
every aspect of our life.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. It was great. It was a great show. And as you guys can see, the viewers can see, me and Ian can see, you can see, it's like we don't want to stop talking. So you may have to come back.
Another time, maybe. It was a pleasure, guys. Thank you
All
so much
right,
for having
guys.
me.
All right. Have a good one, and be safe and stay safe again in everything you do.
You too.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. And yeah. So pretty much I know we you know try to do a little end up show. I give out a lot of the um little talk before the thing. And I already put you on the spot um, in terms of the plans for next week. But I just thought it was good. So just I'm not gonna you know we just gonna have to um, we will talk. We will actually catch up some more. We'll talk more about um, this interview. Just with Bobbette. And I'm pretty sure we'll interact with the fans some more in
You have
regard
4 minutes.
to.
Yeah, you could close it out at 2 hours. I think it's 56. You have 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I'm winding down, and then I think my battery's counting down too. Um, so yeah, but for everything that I have to say in regard into as I said, I can't really say how good, and I was very pleased for sharing Bobbette Stewart, and I am now just can't wait to go back and actually listen to this interview tomorrow.
and tell them the way they can find this interview, Ian, because you
Yeah.
have on different
Also,
platforms.
I just said for those of you guys that on YouTube, that we also have a platform that's running live right now on YouTube. Just Ian and Ian in the channels, and we also has a podcast that's on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. All of those iPods. So if you're in your car, we're gonna post it on a Facebook page too. If you're in the car and you just want to listen to it, you could just click the link and you can listen to it, guys. We want to make sure that you able to listen to this here, because I know different situation and circumstance, if that may arise. So this platform is here, it's not going anywhere. We'll be sharing the link for the podcast tomorrow. And as you already know, it's real talk, and it's Ian and Ian. And I said, we're the only Ian and Ian in the business.
Yeah, guys, when I started, I told my friend that Ian said, let's do this together. He's like, man, God is doubling you both. Ian and Ian, it's like a double portion. And I'm telling you, it's a blessing to be on this platform. It's a blessing when I look to the right here, Ian, and I see all of our Sketch family that is commenting. We see others that is joining on, and everybody is interacting with each other. And this is what life is all about. It's about living our best life. And living our best life is when we can give a helping hand, we can share, we can teach, love and happiness. It's just having that balanced life, as Bobbette would have said it. I don't think no one else would have been able to say it better than the way Bobbette had put it together for us today. It's just, you gotta basically give time for yourself. If you want to live the best life ever, you gotta take time out for yourself. I realize many people, we just keep running, and we're never basically looking on us, the individual. She said, how can we take care of the kid if we don't take care of us? And that is very important. That is a very big in itself. So we got to take care of us before we take care of anybody else. So guys, let the focus be me, and then I'll be able to share with the world what I have, or what I have attained. So we just want to give it up to our fans who've been watching and following us for the past couple of broadcasts. This is pretty new, but so far I'm really happy to see the engagement. So thank you guys.
All right, shout out, and I said, be safe, everyone. Stay safe until we definitely be back on Sunday. You know, if it's possible that we might do a show in the middle of the week. But just stay tuned. Again, we're on live, so you always could go to our page and catch up, you know. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, and I said soon we're gonna be giving you the details of the next you know, world superstar number one, all-time legendly couple from Stets that's coming. So look forward to that. We pray that God may keep them until we meet again. All right.
Thank you, sir.